Hello, loyal fans, heartbreakers, and die-hard soap opera devotees. It's us, your favorite chaos chasers at TV Days Drama Digest, the ultimate pulse-pounding source for all things Days of Our Lives. Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the swirling vortex of speculation that's got the entire Salem fandom buzzing like a hive of angry hornets. That's right. We're predicting the earth-shattering return of Doug Jr. to the iconic town of Salem, and not just any return. Oh no. We're talking about him exploding back into Sophia's heart-wrenching storyline as the biological father of baby Tesoro. Picture this. Aaron, the seemingly devoted dad, sidelined in a twist so juicy it could curdle milk. Could it be that Doug Jr., the black sheep of the legendary Horton family, is the real father? Did he and Sophia share a steamy, off-screen night of passion that could rewrite Days' history? Grab your popcorn, your tissues, and your pitchforks, because we're unpacking this bombshell theory layer by scandalous layer. By the end of this epic 500-plus word extravaganza, you'll be screaming at your TV, theorizing with your fan groups, and begging the writers for mercy. Let's dissect how this story could play out, and why it's destined to be the most dramatic comeback since Stefano Di Mera rose from the grave. The fiery backstory, Doug Jr.'s explosive exit from Salem, a legacy of love, lies, and loan sharks. Oh, where do we even begin with Doug Williams Jr.? For those new to the Days frenzy, welcome, fresh meat. Doug Jr. isn't just any character. He's the brooding, bad boy son of the Horton dynasty's beating heart, Doug Williams Sr. and the indomitable Julie Williams. Born into soap royalty, Doug Jr. has always been the wild card, the rebel who traded family picnics for underground poker games, the charmer who could steal your heart and your grandma's heirlooms in one swoon-worthy glance. But let's rewind to his gut-wrenching departure from Salem just 6 months ago, an exit that left us all sobbing into our chamomile tea. It all started with the necklace heist of the century. Remember that sacred Horton family time capsule, buried under the town square like a soap opera Rosetta Stone? Inside, priceless mementos of love, loss, and endless resurrections. Doug Jr., drowning in a sea of bad decisions, swiped Julie's antique pearl necklace, a glittering symbol of their unbreakable bond. The betrayal? Chef's kiss levels of dramatic. Julie, ever the pillar of grace, confronted him in a rain-soaked scene that rivaled Titanic. Tears streaming, voices thundering, she whispered, "Doug, my boy, you've broken more than jewels. You've shattered us." But wait, there's redemption. In a twist that had us cheering from our couches, Doug Jr. returned the necklace in a candlelit apology under the stars. "Mom," he choked out, voice cracking like thunder, "I was lost in the darkness. Forgive me?" Julie, tears glistening like diamonds, pulled him into a hug that healed generations of Horton pain. Swoon. But Doug's drama didn't stop there. Enter Gabby Hernandez, the fierce fashion mogul whose life he nearly destroyed. Doug's shady dealings? They sparked a kidnapping nightmare for Gabby's precious daughter, Ari. Imagine the terror. Little Ari, snatched from her playground by masked goons tied to Doug's underworld ties. Gabby, wild-eyed and wielding a stiletto like a sword, stormed his hideout. "You monster," she screamed, slapping him across the face with the force of a hurricane. Doug, on his knees, begged, "Gabby, I never meant. I swear on my father's grave." The apology scene? Pure Days gold, raw, visceral, with enough close-ups of quivering lips to fuel 1,000 fanfics. Gabby, softening just a fraction, warned, "One wrong move, Doug, and I'll bury you deeper than Stefano's secrets." Why did he really flee Salem? The bone-chilling truth behind the debt. But here's the real dagger to the heart. Doug Jr. didn't just leave Salem. He vanished into the night like a ghost fleeing dawn, all to shield his loved ones from a debt so monstrous it could swallow the Di Mera empire whole. Loan sharks, those shadowy, cigar-chomping villains straight out of a noir film, had him in their iron grip. We're talking $500,000 in markers, racked up from high-stakes gambling dens in Chicago. Whispers in the fandom say it started with a single bad bet on the Derby, but spiraled into threats of violence. Flashback to that fateful night, Doug, pacing his dimly lit loft, phone buzzing like a bomb. "You got 48 hours, pretty boy," growled the gravelly voice. "Or we take what's yours, starting with that sweet little niece of yours." Ari again? No, worse. They meant the entire Horton clan. Visions of Julie bound and gagged, Gabby fighting for her life. It was too much. Doug slammed the phone down, grabbed his leather jacket, and whispered to his reflection, "I love you all too much to drag you into hell." He slipped out under cover of darkness, leaving a tear-stained note for Julie. "Mom, protect them from me. I'll fix this," from afar. The car engine roared to life, tires screeching on rain-slicked streets as Salem's lights faded in his rearview. Cut to black. Cue the dramatic music. Viewers wept. Twitter exploded. Hashtag #BringBackDoug trended for weeks. Yet, eagle-eyed fans spotted the writer's Easter egg. In Doug's final scene, he glanced at a faded photo of Sophia, the mysterious newcomer whose arrival rocked Salem like an earthquake. Was it a hint? A promise? Oh, honey, it was a neon sign screaming, "Return imminent." Enter Sophia, the enigmatic beauty whose story screams Doug Jr. daddy drama. Now, let's pivot to the present-day pulse raiser, Sophia. Oh, Sophia, the raven-haired siren who washed ashore in Salem like Aphrodite reborn, but with way more baggage. Introduced 3 months ago as a grieving widow fleeing a cult in Eastern Europe, she's captivated us with her porcelain skin, emerald eyes, and a backstory dripping in mystery. But let's get real. Sophia's arc is pure soap catnip, centered on her miracle baby, Tesoro, Italian for treasure, because of course it is. Tesoro arrived in a whirlwind birth scene that had us clutching pearls. Sophia, alone in a stormy cabin, lightning cracking overhead, screaming through labor as cult remnants pounded on the door. Aaron, her brooding, tattooed husband, burst in, covered in blood from fending off attackers, catching the baby just in time. "She's perfect," he gasped, tears mixing with rain. Cue the montage, Sophia nursing Tesoro by firelight, whispering lullabies in a language no one's decoded. Adorable? Yes. Suspicious? Absolutely. But cracks are forming. Aaron's been cagey, dodging paternity tests, vanishing on business trips that smell like mob ties. Sophia's nightmares? They feature a man with Doug Jr.'s piercing blue eyes. Coincidence? Police. Fandom sleuths have combed episodes. In episode 14,752, Sophia clutches a locket engraved DJ Doug Jr.'s initials. And that offhand line to Julie, "I once loved a man who sang like an angel, but gambled like the devil." Jaw drop. The ultimate theory, Doug Jr. x Sophia, a forbidden night that changes everything. Drumroll, please. Our bombshell prediction, Doug Jr. is Tesoro's biological father. Not Aaron, the faux hero with his fake vows and faker smiles. No, it's Doug, crashing back into Salem with a DNA test in one hand and a bouquet of apologies in the other. How? Let's paint the dramatic off-screen hookup that no one saw coming. Flashback fantasy, writers, take notes. 6 months ago, pre-exit, Doug's on the run from loan sharks. He ducks into a seedy motel on Salem's outskirts, thunder booming, neon flickering. Who checks in next room? Sophia, fresh from cult escape, baby bump hidden under a trench coat, heart shattered by Aaron's lies. Their eyes meet in the lobby, sparks fly like 4th of July. "You look like you've seen ghosts," Doug drawls, that signature smirk melting her defenses. Hours later, bottles of cheap wine, shared stories of betrayal. Sophia confesses her cult horrors. Doug spills his gambling sins. Laughter turns to longing. "I've never felt safe until now," she breathes. He cups her face. "Then let me be your shield, just for tonight." Fade to black on tangled sheets, passionate whispers, and a thunderstorm climax. Morning? Doug slips away at dawn, leaving his watch, engraved "Forever yours, DJ," as a talisman. Sophia, glowing, touches her belly, "Our little treasure." Tesoro's due date? Matches perfectly. Aaron claims fatherhood? He's covering his tracks. Maybe he knew about the affair and forced Sophia back. What do you think, fam? Is Doug the father? Will Aaron burn? Drop your theories in comments. Wildest wins a shout out. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.